If you're planning to overhaul your yardscaping, think long and hard about the type of plants you go for. They may just bring in some unwanted outdoor animals. Snakes love to hide in tall grass where they can wait and stalk their prey, as well as hide from birds who may be hunting them. Most often, the grass in backyard lawns doesn't get tall enough to create visual protection. However, if you have ornamental grasses, especially pampas grass, you've got the ideal hiding place, and you'll want to look for signs of snakes, including shed skin, feces, and snake holes in your yard. Native to South America, pampas grass can reach as high as 10 feet and can spread more than 6 feet wide. It's notable for its thick flowers that have a dramatic white, silver, or pink color and a feather-like appearance. This grass brings height to any landscape design. However, if you're planning to use it, it's a good idea to keep it controlled and take extra steps to minimize a snake's desire to move in.
The blades, that's what we call the leaves of grasses, are very sharp and they can actually cut your skin.
You don't have to give up using this stunning ornamental plant just because you want to keep snakes at bay, but you do need to know how to successfully care for pampas grass. It grows quickly and typically doesn't need a lot of hands-on care during the growing season, but to curb its rapid growth, give it a hard prune in early spring. Go ahead and trim the plant right down to the ground to help kickstart the growth cycle without overwhelming your yard. Don't make the mistake of burning the stubs though. Not only is it bad for the pampas grass, it's a wildfire risk. Remove any clumps or sprouts that have popped up outside of the main area, as this is how the plant spreads.
These are full of seeds, and this is how these grasses reproduce.
Without enough foliage to hide under, snakes are likely to move on. Once pampas grass begins growing, there are a few extra tips to minimize snakes and pests. The goal should always be the same: remove the habitat risks, eliminate any food source, and bring in more natural predators to target unwanted snakes. Starting with a smaller, cleaned-up grass plant is the first step. Make sure to remove any lumber or other debris from your yard as well. Work to eliminate food sources from the area, including the presence of rodents who are attracted by bird feeders in your yard, luring in snakes after them. Pampas grass does best in well-draining soil, which is also less likely to attract snakes who prefer moist environments for their nests, so improve the drainage conditions around your plant. And don't use mulch, wood chips, or other piles of debris. Finally, keep the lawn mowed around your pampas grass to eliminate further hiding spots. If you're really worried about snakes near your ornamental grass, consider adding a snake-proof fence around the exterior of your property. This will keep snakes out without requiring you to trim back the beautiful foliage and plumes created by pampas grass. Even then, it's always a good idea to look carefully before you stick your hand into these plants. If you want to do away with your pampas grass altogether, there are alternatives that may not attract snakes as much. Consider ground cover plants instead of the typical ornamental grasses. Creeping phlox, for example, is a beautiful, dense ground cover that won't grow more than 6 inches tall and grows in USDA zones 3 through 9. Just make sure you don't confuse phlox for an invasive weed like Dame's rocket. Another alternative is Texas frog fruit, which also only grows up to 6 inches and has similar growing conditions to pampas grass. If your heart is set on an ornamental grass, you may want to try planting dwarf versions of these beauties. Dwarf mondo grass can not only handle foot traffic, but can fill out those sparse areas in your lawn that struggle to maintain grass thanks to its ability to thrive in shady areas. Throughout the year, it may produce little berries or small violet blooms. It can handle zones 5B through 11. Meanwhile, dwarf blue fescue adds color to your yard all year long and can form small, dense mounds of grass around 8 to 12 inches tall, far shorter than pampas grass's 10-foot height.